Done. Wow. Được rồi. Được. Đó. 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 Được rồi. Vâng, đấy. Đó. Rồi, đó. Đấy. Ủa. Đó. Thật là còn thật 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 cái ta bên phát tích à back no có chuyện ta thật thật của tao tập tập rồi tao chuyện à ai ta Because of challenge, we're trying to set things. Đó. À. Ồ, đó. Trong hàng kẻ. Quan cả. Ta.
I'm 30, I'm a woman, I'm gay. I'm a woman and I'm gay.
My sexual identity is bisexual.
My parents really accepting, loved me for who I was. All my friends accepted, already knew that I was gay already, so yeah, staying.
It was a positive experience. I was very, very lucky that my parents were strongly supportive.
to be honest, when I was younger, I wasn't really proud of me being gay because I don't have social media, but now until I got involved with social media and friends, really supportive, and it built up my confidence. How do I put that down?
Having more places to go or events to go to for the LGBT.
No.
Showing out outside the world that I am actually proud of being gay. So yeah. Not yourself.